I wanted to bring another short video on some assembly tips based on a few people I've talked to that have been watching my YouTube videos. Some tips and tricks that will help you get this damn thing reassembled. Getting to this point actually isn't too bad. This is another F-body Camaro LS1 t56. I just put new carbon fiber synchros and bearings on it, and basically, that's great. When you get to this point, you're basically ready to install your case, right? And so what's going to happen, okay, is you got those two lovely Torx bit pins that go in there that cause nothing but hell. What they're going into, the one on the left here, okay, which is the one on the passenger side of the case, is going to fit into this groove right here. Okay, now the one on the driver's side of the case is going to fit into this groove right here. Okay, so you want to make sure that this is pointing at 12 o'clock. Okay, that little hole there. And that by doing that, you can kind of see where, you know, the, I don't know what you call that, the male nipple there, or whatever, is pointing forward between those. Okay, now what's going to happen is you're going to put the case on, and for this one will typically be the easy one to install, and then when you get to this one, it's going to be a bitch. And what's going to happen is the screw's going to want to go on top of that, not in between it. When it goes on top of that, it's going to keep shoving it into fourth gear. It's going to keep pushing that down to the gear. So what we're going to do, and basically after you have the case on, is you're going to grab this. Well, first you're going to put this one in first. I'll show you, but I wanted to explain it first. And then we're going to grab this after the case is on and push and pull forward like that, so it comes up against the pin, basically. When it comes up against the pin, then you can take something like, you know, a punch, or you can even use the Torx bit pin itself, and you're going to shove it in the hole, and that's going to allow that to come up. Okay, you see how that's jammed there just like that? I don't know if I can explain, but when you pull this arm forward, that'll allow this to move up enough. Okay, if you don't pull this forward, then this is going to be jammed right in place and you'll never get that screw in. So I'll come back and show you. I know I've mentioned this before, but while I'm here I may as well mention it again. And excuse the camera quality, this LG phone is not doing so well. I'll just use some grease, wheel bearing grease or whatever. Drop that pin right in that spot right there. So, and of course the spring, and then we're ready to slide it together. Okay, this together, I just slid it on, nothing's locked into place. What I usually like to do is once you get that on, you should be almost aligned with the hole in here. I just like to take just a placeholder, shove that in there. So now we're going to take our lovely Torx bits that we do not like at all. Man, this camera's crap. And we're going to go ahead and install this one first. This is the easy one. Being that I'm by myself, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to show you because I'm going to need both of my hands. But now that we've got this pin installed, what we're going to do is take this and push this in simply like that. Now when we do that, what that'll allow us to do, and I don't know if we can see this, but you can't see it. This pin right here is not going to be in the exact right spot. It might be this time, and I might have gotten lucky. Sometimes that happens, right? But yeah, I got lucky. It's in the exact right spot. But usually what happens, like I said, is you go to put it in, and then it pushes it down in the gear, you know, so you can actually take and either bring this in at an angle and use that to pry it up. Remember, as you're holding this in, right? Or you can use anything. You can use, you know, you can use your punch, something with a fine edge, maybe something even finer than this. Usually, honestly, I use this one right here with the point, and I'll come in here like this while I'm holding that upper piece in, and you can pry it a little bit, which gets it into the right spot, right? And it gets it close enough, and then you know, pry it up like that. So basically, I've got mine started already. some of these, like this one, is the easiest one in the world. And then, man, you'll get some. I've wrestled even to this date. I think I spent almost 2 hours at one point a couple weeks back wrestling with one of them. And that's how I learned that trick about holding that handle in, which allowed that piece inside to maneuver. Now, if you want to make sure that you're in gear and haven't gone anywhere, there you go, I am in gear. So I'm ready to start assembling my top half. And make sure that you get these torqued nice and tight. You don't want those falling out. Now here's one more trick, tip that I've noticed when you're reassembling the top half. What's going to happen often is you go to slide this case on, right? And it stops, you know, about that far from going down. Basically, when that happens, it's because this is not aligning properly. Where's my tail housing? With the hole that it goes into. So the way you get this lined up properly is you want to use a long flathead. That's not going to be long enough, but you get the idea. Something that's long. I even use a tire iron sometimes. A little thick for the job though. And basically, this is going to have to be, once again, in that forward position, kind of like that, right? And this is what the reverse fork is going to be on. So basically, you're going to take the screwdriver from this angle, and you're going to push on that like that. And then as you do that with the screwdriver, just push down on the case, and it should all fall right into place. So I think that's about all I got for you. Thanks again. Make sure you subscribe.